I'm Charlotte Bavery, formerly Charlotte Schneering.
I'm Michelle Simon, formerly Michelle Marshall. I came here, a family of 5 siblings. I started here in 1st grade because I didn't have kindergarten at the time, along with my mom, dad, and grandma, even some of my nieces and nephews.
I started in 1st and went all the way through 8th. I'm not sure when my brother and sister started. They're older than me. I was a very busy, mischievous kid. I think they thought maybe a little more guidance would be good in a smaller setting. I'm probably the reason that we went to a Catholic school.
It's my mom.
Even before
had my mom coaching and
your
Jan
mom was the
Lombardino
best.
coaching.
Yes, they were both the best. Cindy Beach. But we had Mrs. Gaines as a basketball. We always won. Volleyball, basketball, softball.
I think we started in 4th grade. Since my mom and Jan coached, we got to go to the gym ahead of time. But I don't think they started teams until 6th grade.
Well, I liked everything.
Enjoyed Fayette
Yeah.
with Mr. Thornton. Well, I think he might have just retired.
I know, we got here, we would play, I called it soccer, Missy calls it kickball outside, every morning, every afternoon for recess.
Playing 4 square.
Tetherball, remember
That was in the back. That was in the back.
And we would get there before, and like Jeff Eastland, I remember him.
Oh yeah, they lived next.
They would always be out there skating, and we'd bring our skates and go skating. So we always skated there. They didn't have it the whole time we went. Yeah, but I think our last few years that didn't happen here. At least I don't remember, or at least we were too cool to skate. I just had a huge crush on Jeff Eastland. We always had fun.
We had a lot of good teachers going through the school.
Sister Lenore was my favorite, 5th grade.
I like Sister Frances Clare, 2nd grade. And then even Mrs. Baker, going in 8th grade.
I gave Mrs. Baker a perm at my first job as a
did?
hairdresser. I think she was scared. Mrs. Johnson was getting her hair done. I don't know if she still is, but she was a 7th grade teacher. Mrs. Johnson did we have more than one? We also had Mrs. Fritz.
I think she was 6. Mrs. Fritz was 6. Miss Johnson was 7.
I remember most of them. I remember Tina Presta-Giacomo. She moved away in 6th grade. Roma Halgren, Ann Wagner, Lisa Trano, Andrea Foster.
Julie Baker.
She
came in later in school. We only lived a couple blocks or houses away, so
yeah,
we connected with her very well. And Kathy Harrington lived in our neighborhood, and her and Mark became high school or grade school sweethearts.
Kathy Harrington. Mark and Kathy started dating in 1st grade, and they're married now. That is so awesome. Jim, I did not like diagramming. It was hard for me.
I liked my math, and I still loved my math.
Yep, you are still very good at math. I think my favorites were gym, and I still work out, and I'm going back to school for that, actually. Believe it or not, I got crafting from Carol.
Crafting from my mother.
I'm the one that sews. I make great big huge birthday signs for people's yards. I make a spin wheel like they had downstairs. That's where I got it from, was Carol. That was so much fun. I remember serving dinners.
Served dinners at the fall festivals. We've also did setting up for the game room, getting ready for crafts. I didn't mind it just because my mom was so involved with it. So it's still the same fall festival. They have junk
the
sales,
Pfeffernuss cookies,
and we still roll Pfeffernuss. Still come here on Wednesday.
I
nights with
actually
my
used to
mom.
make the Pfeffernuss.
With the Pfeffernuss, my mom makes a night where all of our family has to come to roll Pfeffernuss. And even my daughter loves coming and socializing with all of the people here, because she also helped my daughter, watched by my mom, so she got to even help out at all the funerals coming in. So even my daughter got involved. Even she didn't go to school here, get involved with all of the activities here.
Well, of course, how could you not with Carol?
With my mom, correct. Like, I remembered serving a lot of masses. I remember doing all the plays at Christmas time. You did it during Christmas, at Christmas time, so we did the church
but we
service,
also had a show.
But we also had a show downstairs.
Down in the lunchroom on the stage.
But I remember more of the church on Christmas Eve and putting on our angel costumes and singing in all of the programs in the church on Christmas. 4th on up at that time.
4th, that might have been 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th.
For the choir piece, but I think for
playing
in, being an angel and stuff, I recall doing that at a very young age. I don't think I would have done it at an age. I did it at a young age, which was more like 4th grade. Yes, and part of the program would be like acting out the nativity scene. I personally was always an angel.
I think I was always a shepherd.
I know.
My daughter actually went to school through 4th grade here, and she was in the Christmas pageant all the time too. I ran the after school here too then. I wanted to spend more time. I'm a hairdresser first and foremost, but I wanted to spend more time with my kids, so they needed somebody to run the after school program, so I said I can do that. I think my favorite day was the day I had 100 kids down there. I got the Brock's candy lady. She came up and talked to me and asked if she could come and give out samples. All of a sudden I had 100 kids downstairs. They all listened to me. There was an article written on that about me and how I could control all those kids. Oh, loved Father Connor. He was just the best. He just kind of reminded you of like a big squishy uncle. That was the guy that made Wade Englehart his dummy. He would pretend to have his hand behind him.
Oh,
You remember
okay.
that? And they would always do this skit on whatever. We had religion right after Mass or in the morning.
So like we had a religion class within our classroom.
That was right before us or right after us. They went to church every morning. Okay,
It was once a week.
so that was before with my brother and sisters, because they had to go every morning. They had to go to Mass.
I just remember
used to
Father
go-
DeBach and Father Baxter were the 2 main ones that.
And we had Tony Carls, but he was a deacon, you
I
said.
think he was a deacon then.
I have a card from him. It says Tony the Tiger. I was in 4th grade and getting my tonsils out. Brought it over to me.
Oh.
I still have the card. And of course, Father Baxter, Father DeBach. Remember we had the youth? It was where we went camping. There was a little group of people. I remember Mike Rossmeyer in it. I was in the higher grade. I think it was during the school year, actually on a weekend. We went on a retreat, because you always went on a retreat somewhere. And that wasn't confirmation, but that Father Baxter asked me to be a youth leader. And I thought, yeah, okay. It was youth something. The youth group, just a bunch of kids got together and did things, and we'd read something out of the Bible every day, but mostly I just remember getting together and playing, and I know there were bunk beds. It was a lot of outdoor stuff. We always did like little passages.
I remember doing that more during catechism and.
Oh, Mrs. Berry looked the same. I don't think that woman has ever aged a day since I met her. She was still the secretary when I did daycare.
I like the small class sizes that we had here at St. James. Like the activities you got to participate in as a team, playing our sports and stuff.
I think it gave us a lot of morals, a lot of values.
I can say
that
I
are
was
good.
nervous going to high school, coming from a small school. Actually, it was pretty easy just because we helped us learn how to socialize and.
Well, I think it gave me a lot more confidence because there was a lot more one-on-one time with each other, with the adults and the kids. I think we were extremely well prepared going on and doing what we for high school, for going to
their
college.
academics. I still
Place to
come
be.
back. I still go to church with my mom here. A couple of my kids got baptized here.
It's a nice place to be. Academics were always placed highly here. I always remember St. James very fondly.